The journey to your best self. Small steps, big wins. Improving yourself doesn't mean flipping your life upside down overnight. It's not about waking up one day and magically becoming a superstar version of yourself. The real secret to lasting success is in the small stuff, getting just 1% better every single day. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but when you commit to this steady, no-pressure approach, you'll look back one day and be blown away by how far you've come. This journey, we're going to walk you through exactly how to make tiny, positive changes that add up to massive growth. Forget perfection. It's all about progress. Every little win builds the foundation for a life you're proud of. So, grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's start this adventure together. One small step at a time. Chapter 1. Tiny efforts, monumental results. Why do so many people never reach their full potential? It's not because they lack talent, brains, or grit. It's because they overlook one of the most powerful truths about success. Small, consistent efforts repeated daily are what separate those who make it from those who don't. Too many of us think transformation requires a grand, dramatic move, like decluttering your entire house in one weekend, signing up for a marathon with zero training, or mastering a new language in a month. But that's exactly why we fail. We go big, burn out fast, and give up before we see any real change. The truth is, growth isn't a sprint or a single leap. It's a series of small, steady steps, getting 1% better each day. It doesn't sound like much, does it? But over time, that 1% compounds into something extraordinary. The problem is, most people don't trust the process. They crave instant results. If they don't see a six-pack after a week at the gym or a promotion after a month of hard work, they assume it's not working. But here's the reality. Every tiny improvement, even if you can't see it yet, is moving you forward. You're stacking wins, building momentum, and setting yourself up for success. Think of it like planting a seed. If you water a mango tree just a little every day, you won't see fruit tomorrow or even next month. But in a year or two, you'll be sitting under its shade enjoying sweet, juicy mangoes. That's what 1% daily growth does. It's slow, quiet, but unstoppable. If you start today and commit to improving just a tiny bit each day, in 1 year, you won't just be 365% better. Thanks to the magic of compounding, you'll be nearly 38 times better than you are now. That's not a typo. It's the power of small, consistent effort. But here's the catch. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment to start, when work calms down, when the kids are older, when you feel ready, nothing changes. Time doesn't wait for you to get your act together. The only question is, a year from now, will you be proud of the progress you've made, or will you be stuck in the same spot, wondering why life hasn't changed? The beauty of small efforts is that they're doable. Waking up 10 minutes earlier to sip a warm glass of lemon water, jotting down 3 things you're grateful for, walking around the block for 5 minutes, or learning 1 new word in a foreign language, it all counts. You don't need to overhaul your life or climb Mount Everest to grow. You just need to do something, anything, every single day. And the best part? It's not overwhelming. It's not intimidating. It's just 1%. Anyone can do that. The reason most people give up is because they don't see results right away. Let's say you start stretching every morning to feel more flexible. You won't touch your toes tomorrow, and you might not even notice a difference next week. But stick with it for a month, 3 months, 6 months, and you'll be amazed at how limber you've become. That's how real transformation happens. Slowly, quietly, day by day. Success isn't about being the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that small efforts add up. The people who make it aren't the ones who had it all handed to them. They're the ones who kept going when no one was watching, who made improving 1% a non-negotiable part of their day. Don't let yourself fall into the trap of "I'll start next Monday" or "I'm too busy right now." A year from now, you'll either be thrilled you started today or kicking yourself for waiting. The choice is yours. Take one small step today, just 1%, and watch how it changes everything. Chapter 2. Why most people fail to get better. Most people don't improve, not because they're incapable, but because they're stuck in a cycle of excuses, comfort, and hesitation. They tell themselves they'll start when the timing's right, when the Tet holiday is over, when they're less stressed, or when they feel motivated. But let me let you in on a secret. There's no perfect time. Improvement doesn't happen when you wait for the stars to align. It happens when you take action even when you're tired, busy, or just not in the mood. The biggest roadblock is that people don't want to do the small, unglamorous work that leads to real progress. They dream of big wins, losing 10 kilos in a month, landing their dream job overnight, or organizing their chaotic home in a single day. When those don't happen, they throw in the towel, convinced that change is impossible. But here's the truth. Anyone can improve, but only if they're willing to do what most people won't. Show up every day, put in the effort, and let go of expecting instant rewards. Another reason people fail is their addiction to comfort. They love the idea of success but shy away from the discomfort that comes with it. They want to be fit, but dread the early morning jog in the humid air. They want to save money but can't resist the bubble tea run with friends. They want to be more productive but avoid the mental effort of planning their day. Growth is uncomfortable. That's just how it is. And that's why so many people stick to what's easy, what's familiar, what doesn't challenge them. As a result, they stay exactly where they are. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself you'd start something new, only to back out when it got tough? Maybe you planned to cook healthy meals at home, but when you got home exhausted, you ordered faux delivery instead. Maybe you swore you'd study English every night, but when the TV called, you gave in. This is what separates those who grow from those who don't. The ones who improve don't let temporary discomfort stop them. They decide to do what needs to be done, no matter how they feel. Fear of failure is another huge hurdle. When things don't go as planned, many people take it as a sign they're not cut out for it. They try a new workout, miss a day, and quit. They pitch an idea at work, get rejected, and never try again. But failure isn't the end. It's part of the journey. Every successful person you admire has stumbled, probably more times than you can count. The difference? They didn't let it define them. They learned, adjusted, and kept going. Lastly, the people you surround yourself with matter more than you think. If you're always around friends who complain about their jobs, skip workouts, or make excuses, that mindset rubs off. You start thinking it's okay to settle, to stay average. But if you hang out with people who push themselves, colleagues who take online courses, neighbors who hit the park for a run, or friends who set goals, you'll feel inspired to level up. Their energy is contagious, and it'll make you believe that improvement isn't just possible, it's necessary. You can break free from this cycle today. You don't need to change everything at once, just start small. One action, one step, 1% better. If you're serious about growth, stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. Do something today, even if it's as simple as writing down your goals or drinking an extra glass of water. That's all it takes to start building the life you want. Chapter 3. The hard truth. Time won't wait for you. Every single day that passes is a day you'll never get back. It's a harsh truth most people don't want to face. They live as if they have endless time, putting off their dreams, learning to cook, starting a side hustle, or finally taking care of their health. But life doesn't pause while you figure things out. Time keeps moving, whether you're ready or not. If you're not careful, you'll wake up one day and realize you've spent more time dreaming than doing. Why do people procrastinate? Because they don't feel the urgency. They assume they've got plenty of time. I'll start saving money next year, they say. I'll learn to code when I'm less busy. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year, and before they know it, a decade has slipped by. They're still in the same job, same habits, same place, wondering where the time went. That's how life works. You either use your time wisely, or you lose it. Here's a reality check. Every day, you're either moving closer to your goals, or drifting further away. There's no standing still. If you're not growing, you're falling behind. While you're scrolling through Instagram watching influencers live their best lives, someone else is out there grinding, studying, exercising, building their future. That's why some people soar while others stagnate. It's not luck or talent. It's about recognizing that time is your most precious resource and refusing to waste it. Imagine if you only had 1 year left to turn your life around. Would you still spend hours binge-watching dramas? Would you keep saying, "I'll do it later"? Or would you get serious, cut the excuses, and start taking action? The truth is, none of us know how much time we have. If you don't act now, you'll regret it later. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they can make up for lost time down the road. "I'll work harder next year," they tell themselves. But time doesn't work that way. You can't rewind the years you've wasted. All you have is this moment, right now. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you need a perfect plan or all the answers. You just need to begin, right where you are with what you have. Doing something, even if it's small, is always better than doing nothing. Time is more valuable than money, opportunities, or even talent. You can earn more cash, find new possibilities, but you can't buy back time. If you let distractions, excuses, or fear control your days, you'll look back one day and realize you could have done so much more. That's a tough pill to swallow. But here's the good news: you still have time to change. You can start today. Stop telling yourself later. Stop waiting for motivation. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to act. The clock is ticking. Don't let another day slip away. Chapter 4. How to stay ahead while others fall behind. Most people never get ahead because they're too busy watching others instead of working on themselves. They scroll through social media, marveling at their friend's new cafe business or their cousin's fitness transformation, wondering, how did they do it? But instead of learning from those examples and taking action, they just keep scrolling, comparing, and feeling stuck. Meanwhile, someone else is out there putting in the work, studying, sweating, building their dreams. That's why some people keep climbing while others stay grounded. Life isn't a race against others, it's a race against time. Every hour you waste is an hour you'll never get back. The people who stay ahead don't waste time complaining, making excuses, or waiting for inspiration. They do what needs to be done. They improve while others get distracted. They stay disciplined while others chase shortcuts. They take action while others overthink. So many people fail because they let time slip through their fingers. They hit snooze while someone else is up early, sipping coffee and planning their day. They binge YouTube videos while someone else is reading a book or practicing a skill. They procrastinate while someone else is checking off their to-do list. A year from now, they'll wonder why others are thriving while they're still stuck. It's not about being smarter or luckier. It's about using your time intentionally. Success isn't rocket science. It's about doing the simple things every day without fail. But most people lack the patience for that. They want instant gratification, a viral post, a quick promotion, a perfect body after one workout. When they don't get it, they quit. The people who win are the ones who stick with it, even when it's boring, even when no one's cheering, even when they don't feel like it. That's what sets them apart. To stay ahead, you've got to stop waiting and start moving. Forget motivation. It's fleeting. Build discipline instead. Stop making excuses and take responsibility for your progress. No one's coming to hand you success. It's on you. And every second you waste is a second someone else is using to get ahead. The people who succeed aren't the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who treat every day as a chance to grow, who seize opportunities while others let them pass. They don't wait for miracles, they create them. So, ask yourself, are you going to take action today? Or are you going to keep watching others live the life you want? Time's running out, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets to catch up. Start now, even with a tiny step, and you'll be amazed at how far it takes you. Chapter 5. The 1% Secret. The most successful people swear. By most people think success comes from massive moves or lucky breaks. They sit around waiting for a burst of motivation, a golden opportunity, or some secret shortcut to fall into their lap. But the people who actually make things happen, the ones living their dreams, don't rely on luck or fleeting inspiration. They follow a simple system. Improve 1% every day. Over time, those tiny efforts turn into unstoppable momentum. The secret to success is so straightforward that most people dismiss it. It's not about being a genius or having connections. It's about small daily choices that compound over time. The most successful people know this. They choose to wake up a bit earlier instead of hitting snooze. They read a few pages of a book instead of doom scrolling. They take action instead of overthinking. Each choice seems small, almost insignificant, but stack them up over months and years, and they create a gap between a life of what if and a life of I did it. Why do most people fail? Because they expect results too fast. They hit the gym for a week, don't see muscles popping, and quit. They practice guitar for a few days, can't play a full song, and give up. They want instant transformation, but success is a slow burn. The people who make it to the top aren't always the most gifted. They're the ones who commit to getting 1% better every day, even when it feels like nothing's happening, even when no one's watching. Picture this. If you improve just 1% daily, it's barely noticeable at first. But over time, that 1% snowballs. You gain momentum, see small wins, and before you know it, you're miles ahead of where you started. The ultra-successful don't chase quick fixes or viral fame. They focus on the grind, stacking small victories, building habits that last. That's why they dominate their fields, not because of one big move, but because of thousands of small ones. Don't underestimate the power of tiny improvements. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, like brewing your own coffee instead of buying a pricey latte, or spending 10 minutes tidying your desk, you're winning. Every time you learn something new, push yourself a little harder, or say no to distractions, you're winning. Those wins add up, reshape you, and make you unstoppable. Success isn't a giant leap. It's the sum of daily choices. If you're not getting better, you're slipping behind. Commit to 1% improvement every day, even when it's tough, even when you doubt yourself. That's the secret that'll make you not just successful, but extraordinary. Chapter 6. Defeating the silent enemy. Self-doubt. The biggest obstacle to your success isn't a lack of time, money, or opportunities. It's something sneakier, quieter, and far more dangerous. Self-doubt. It's that little voice in your head, whispering, "You're not good enough, you're too late, or you'll never make it." It creeps in when you're about to try something new, convincing you to quit before you even start. If you let self-doubt take the wheel, it'll keep you stuck, watching others live the life you want. Think about it. When you're excited to try something like signing up for a dance class, pitching a project at work, or starting a blog, where does your mind go? It zooms to the worst-case scenarios. You imagine tripping over your own feet, getting laughed at, or failing spectacularly. Self-doubt makes you believe you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not ready enough. And the more you listen, the more it paralyzes you. But here's the truth. Self-doubt isn't reality. It's just a story you've been telling yourself. And the good news, you can rewrite that story. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of doubt. It's the courage to act despite it. Successful people feel the fear, hear the whispers, and move forward anyway. To beat self-doubt, start by recognizing it for what it is. Just thoughts, not facts. That fear of failing your next exam, bombing a presentation, or looking silly at the gym, it's all in your head. The only way to silence it is to take action even when you're scared. The most accomplished people don't wait for confidence to strike. They build it by doing the thing they're afraid of. Every step you take, every fear you face proves to yourself that you're capable. Self-doubt will never vanish completely, and that's okay. You don't need it to disappear. You just need to keep moving. Each time you push through, you chip away at its power. You build belief in yourself, and that belief becomes your armor against life's challenges. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. At first you're wobbly, terrified of falling. But every pedal forward makes you steadier, stronger, until one day, you're zooming along without a second thought. So, the next time self-doubt creeps in, call it out. Remind yourself of what you've already achieved. Whether it's finishing a tough project, helping a friend through a crisis, or just getting out of bed on a rough day. You're tougher than you think. Take one small step today, even if it's just signing up for that class or writing the first sentence of your novel. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a victory over doubt. Keep going and you'll realize the only thing holding you back was you, and you've got the power to change that. Chapter 7. The simple shift that makes success inevitable. Success doesn't come from doing huge, flashy things all at once. The biggest transformations in life are built on small, consistent changes you make every single day. It's not the viral moments or the overnight wins that shape your future. It's the quiet, daily habits, the tiny actions that seem insignificant but add up to something massive. We're conditioned to think success requires perfection, a flawless plan, the ideal moment, a complete life overhaul. But that's a myth. True success comes from sustainable shifts, from getting just 1% better each day. If you improve by 1% daily, it's like saving a few coins every day. At first, it's just pocket change, but over a year, you've got a jar full of cash. That's how growth works. Small deposits, big returns. How do you make this shift? First, stop chasing instant gratification. We live in a world obsessed with quick fixes. Weight loss teas, get rich fast schemes, 10-minute abs. But real change takes time. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away. That extra glass of water you drank, that 15-minute walk, that one page you read, they're all adding up even if you can't see it yet. Instead of stressing about the whole journey, focus on the next step. You don't need to map out the next 5 years or fix everything today. Just ask, what's one thing I can do right now to be a little better? Maybe it's swapping your evening soda for herbal tea, writing a quick thank you note to a colleague, or spending 10 minutes practicing a new skill. When you zero in on the next step, it feels doable, not daunting. And that's where the magic happens. Consistency is your superpower. Don't worry about what others are doing or how fast they're moving. Your 1% might look like baby steps compared to someone else's giant leaps, but it's working for you. And don't let failure derail you. Mistakes aren't the end. They're feedback. Spill sauce on your shirt while cooking. Laugh it off and try a new recipe tomorrow. Miss a workout? Show up the next day. Every stumble is a chance to learn and keep going. Each day you show up, each time you push yourself to be just a bit better, you're shaping the person you'll become. One day, you'll look back and realize you're not just fitter, smarter, or more organized. You're someone who doesn't give up, who trusts the process, who knows small steps lead to big dreams. It all starts with a simple shift. Focus on 1% today, and let the rest fall into place. Chapter 8. Train your brain to crave growth. There's a hidden power inside all of us, waiting to be unleashed. It's not some mystical force reserved for the chosen ones. It's the power of your mind, your habits, and your ability to shape your own reality. The secret? Your brain can be your biggest cheerleader or your worst critic. It all depends on how you train it. When you teach your brain to love growth, success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Imagine waking up each morning buzzing with purpose, excited to tackle the day, and hungry for ways to get better. That's what happens when you train your brain to crave growth. It's not about relying on motivation, which comes and goes like the weather. It's about building a mindset that thrives on progress no matter how small. Most of us are wired to shy away from challenges. We fear failure, dodge discomfort, and stick to what's safe. But growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you push past your limits, embrace the awkwardness, and show up even when it's hard. The good news? You can rewire your brain to see challenges as exciting opportunities, not scary obstacles. How do you do it? Start by shifting your perspective. Stop seeing growth as a chore and start seeing it as a gift. Every time you improve, even a little, you're getting closer to your goals. Celebrate those wins, no matter how small. Did you finally organize your desk? High-five yourself. Manage to meditate for 5 minutes? That's a victory. These mini rewards send a signal to your brain. Growth feels good. Over time, you'll start craving that feeling, seeking out ways to stretch yourself. Focus on the journey, not just the destination. It's easy to obsess over the end goal, a slimmer waist, a better job, a clutter-free home. But when you fixate on the finish line, you miss the joy of the process. Find excitement in the small stuff. Learning a new recipe, mastering a tricky phrase in a foreign language, or nailing a work presentation. When you love the process, growth becomes its own reward, and you'll keep going even when the road gets bumpy. Consistency is key. Show up every day even when you're not feeling it. Set small, achievable goals and focus on the actions, not just the outcome. Reward yourself for progress. A cup of your favorite tea, a quick dance break, or a mental pat on the back. Over time, your brain will associate growth with positivity, and taking action will feel as natural as breathing. You're capable of incredible things. Train your brain to love the grind and you'll become someone who's always improving, always pushing, always moving toward the life you want. It starts with one small step today. Take it and watch how your mind transforms into your greatest ally. Chapter 9. The 30-Day 1% Challenge. Your ticket to transformation. Change takes time, but it doesn't take forever. When you commit to improving 1% every day, you'll see progress faster than you think. The beauty of small daily shifts is that they're manageable, sustainable, and powerful. Want to kickstart your journey? Try the 30-Day 1% Challenge, a simple, life-changing way to build momentum and prove to yourself that you can do this. Here's how it works. Pick one area of your life you want to improve. Maybe it's your health, your productivity, or your relationships. You don't need to reinvent everything. Just focus on tiny daily actions. Want to get fitter? Start with a 10-minute walk today, then add a minute tomorrow. Aiming to be more organized? Spend 5 minutes decluttering your desk each evening, and build from there. Trying to connect with loved ones? Send one heartfelt text a day to a friend or family member. The key is to start small and keep going. The 30-Day 1% Challenge is for everyone. You don't need to be a superstar or have all the answers. All you need is the willingness to show up and improve just a little each day. Don't worry about being perfect. Miss a day? Pick it back up. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. The magic lies in consistency. Each small step builds momentum, and before you know it, you're rolling toward bigger wins. Why 30 days? It's long enough to see real change, but short enough to feel doable. You won't transform overnight, but you'll notice shifts. More energy, better focus, stronger connections. More importantly, you'll become someone who shows up, who doesn't quit, who trusts that small efforts lead to big results. That's the real transformation. Take the challenge today. Choose one thing to improve. Commit to 1% better each day, and stick with it for 30 days. Write it down, track your progress, and celebrate every step. By the end, you'll be amazed at how far you've come, and how much further you're ready to go. Your dream life is waiting, and it starts with one small, brave step. Let's do this. Chapter 10. Why talent is overrated and what really counts. We live in a world obsessed with talent. When we see someone crushing it, whether it's a singer hitting impossible notes, an entrepreneur building $1 million startup, or an athlete dominating the field, our first thought is often, wow, they're so talented. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking talent is the golden ticket to success, the secret sauce that makes everything possible. But let me drop a truth bomb. Talent is overrated. It's not the ultimate key to winning in life. What truly matters, the thing that separates those who soar from those who stall, is effort, consistency, and the stubborn refusal to quit, day after day. Don't get me wrong, talent can give you a head start. It's like starting a race a few steps ahead. But here's the catch. Without effort, that lead fizzles out fast. The people who make it to the top aren't always the ones born with the most natural gifts. They're the ones who show up, put in the hours, and grind harder than everyone else. They're the ones who keep improving, 1% at a time, even when the going gets tough, even when setbacks pile up, even when no one's cheering them on. Talent might open the door, but it's discipline and persistence that carry you through. Think about it. How many gifted people do you know who never reached their potential? Maybe it's that friend who was a math whiz in school but never studied and now feels stuck in a dead-end job. Or the cousin who could sing like a star but never practiced and gave up on their dreams. Talent alone doesn't cut it. It's like having a shiny new motorbike but never fueling it up or taking it out of the garage. Without action, it's just potential, pretty to look at but useless. Now let's flip the script. Think about someone like Michael Jordan, often called the greatest basketball player ever. Sure, he had raw athletic ability, but that's not the whole story. Did you know he was cut from his high school basketball team? Most people would have quit right there thinking, I'm not good enough. Not Jordan. He went home, practiced for hours, and came back stronger. He didn't rely on talent. He built his legacy through sweat, discipline, and an obsession with getting better every day. That's what made him a legend, not just his natural skills. This applies to every field. Take a musician like Taylor Swift. She's talented, no doubt, but her global success didn't come from raw ability alone. She spent years writing songs, performing at tiny gigs, and honing her craft, even when the music industry doubted her. Or consider a local hero like a street vendor in Hanoi who started with a single cart and grew it into a thriving food stall chain. Was it talent? No. It was showing up at 4 a.m. every day, perfecting their banh mi recipe, and saving every jong to reinvest in their dream. Here's the good news. You don't need to be born with a gift to succeed. You don't need to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most charismatic. What you do need is the willingness to work, the courage to keep going when it's hard, and the belief that improvement is always possible. You have control over your effort. You can choose to wake up 10 minutes earlier to study, to practice one new phrase in English, or to save a small amount each week for your future. Those are the choices that shape your destiny, not some mystical talent you may or may not have. When you stop fixating on talent, something amazing happens. You realize success is within your reach. You don't need to wait for a lightning bolt of inspiration or a special ability to kick in. You can start right now exactly where you are. Commit to getting 1% better every day, whether it's learning to code, becoming a better listener, or organizing your finances. Focus on what you can control, your effort, your mindset, your consistency. That's what turns average into extraordinary. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I'm not talented enough, call it out. That's just an excuse to stay comfortable. You don't need talent to succeed. You need grit. You need to show up, do the work, and keep improving, even when it's slow, even when it's messy. The people who make it aren't the ones with the most natural gifts. They're the ones who outlast everyone else. Decide today that you'll be one of them. Put in the work, stack those 1% wins, and watch how far you go. Talent might get you noticed, but effort makes you unstoppable. Chapter 11. How to build self-discipline without burning out. Self-discipline is the backbone of success. It's the glue that holds your dreams together, the force that keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Without it, all the talent, plans, or potential in the world won't get you anywhere. But here's the truth. Self-discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you build, a muscle you strengthen every day through small, intentional choices. And the best part? You don't have to grind yourself into exhaustion to develop it. You can build discipline in a way that's sustainable, kind to yourself, and, dare I say it, enjoyable. Imagine this. Every time you set a goal, you actually follow through. You don't get sidetracked by Netflix marathons or endless group chats. You don't procrastinate until tomorrow becomes next month. Instead, you take action, stay focused, and make progress day after day. That's what self-discipline does. It turns your intentions into reality. It's not about being a robot or forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about creating habits that align with the life you want. So taking action feels natural. Not like a battle, but let's be real. Building discipline isn't always a walk in the park. Life is full of temptations, scrolling TikTok, grabbing that extra bubble tea, or hitting snooze for just 5 more minutes. It's easy to make excuses. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. Or, I deserve a break. And those excuses feel so good in the moment, don't they? But every time you give in, you're choosing short-term comfort over long-term growth. Self-discipline is about making a different choice, saying no to instant gratification so you can say yes to your bigger goals. So, how do you build self-discipline without burning out? Start small. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Pick one tiny habit to focus on, like drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, writing down 3 tasks for the day, or doing a 5-minute stretch before bed. Make it so easy, you can't fail. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to build a habit that sticks. Once that habit feels automatic, add another small one. Over time, these tiny actions stack up, creating a foundation of discipline that carries you forward. Here's a pro tip. Tie your habits to your why. Why do you want to be more disciplined? Maybe it's to save enough money to travel to Japan, to feel confident speaking English at work, or to be healthy enough to play with your kids without getting winded. When you connect your actions to a deeper purpose, it's easier to stay committed, even on tough days. For example, if you're studying for an exam, picture yourself walking across the stage to get your degree, your family cheering in the crowd. That image can pull you through late-night study sessions when you'd rather be watching K-dramas. Another key is to create a routine that sets you up for success. A routine takes the guesswork out of discipline. Instead of deciding every morning whether to work out, make it non-negotiable, say a 10-minute walk after breakfast. Instead of wondering when to plan your day, set aside 5 minutes each evening to jot down your priorities. A routine eliminates the mental battle of should I do this and makes action automatic. It's like setting your life on autopilot toward your goals. But here's the crucial part. Discipline doesn't mean punishing yourself. It's not about working 16-hour days or saying no to every joy in life. Burnout is real, and pushing too hard without rest will backfire. Build in moments of kindness. Take a night off to watch your favorite movie. Treat yourself to a bowl of pho after a productive week, or schedule a lazy Sunday to recharge. Discipline is about balance, pushing yourself to grow while honoring your need for rest and joy. Be your own cheerleader, not your own drill sergeant. When you mess up, and you will, don't beat yourself up. Maybe you skip a workout or spend more than you planned. That's okay. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Dust yourself off, learn from the slip, and get back on track. Each time you do, you're strengthening that discipline muscle, proving to yourself that you can keep going no matter what. Self-discipline isn't just about hitting goals. It's about becoming the person you're meant to be. It's about showing up for yourself day after day and building a life you're proud of. It's about knowing that every time you choose action over distraction, you're one step closer to your dreams. Start small, stay kind, and keep going. You've got this. And with every disciplined choice, you're building a future that's unstoppable. Chapter 12. Destroy your limiting beliefs. One step at a time. Life is all about momentum. It's the energy that propels you forward, turning small actions into big results. Without momentum, you feel stuck, like you're spinning your wheels no matter how hard you try. But when you start building it, everything changes. Tasks feel easier, progress flows naturally, and you start seeing the fruits of your effort. The secret to creating this unstoppable force? Consistent small steps, 1% improvements every day, that add up to a snowball effect of positive change. But here's the thing. Momentum doesn't just happen. It's not like flipping a switch and suddenly everything clicks. It's more like pushing a heavy cart uphill. At first it's tough and you might wonder if it's worth it. But once you get it moving, it picks up speed, and soon it's rolling on its own. That's what consistency does. It's showing up even when you're tired, even when results aren't immediate, and trusting that every step is building that momentum. Let's break it down. Say you want to get better at public speaking. The idea of giving a TED Talk feels overwhelming, right? But start small. Practice speaking for 1 minute in front of a mirror today. Tomorrow, record yourself for 2 minutes. Next week, share a short story with a friend. Each tiny action builds confidence and skill, creating momentum that makes the next step easier. Before you know it, you're presenting at work or hosting a family gathering with ease. That's the power of small, consistent effort. One of the biggest momentum killers is limiting beliefs. Those sneaky thoughts that say, I'm not good enough, I'm too old to start, or I'll never be as successful as them. These beliefs are like anchors, dragging you down before you even try. But here's the truth, they're not facts, they're just stories you've told yourself, often based on fear or past failures. The good news? You can rewrite those stories one step at a time. Start by challenging your limiting beliefs with action. If you think, I'm terrible at managing money, take one small step to prove that wrong. Maybe track your spending for 1 day or watch a 10-minute YouTube video on budgeting. If you believe, I'm too shy to make friends, try saying hello to a neighbor or joining an online group. Each action chips away at that belief, replacing it with evidence that you can improve. It's like dismantling a brick wall. 1 brick at a time, it gets weaker until it crumbles. Momentum also thrives on a positive mindset. Negative thoughts like, I'll never get this right, or what's the point, sap your energy and stall your progress. Protect your mental space by focusing on what's working. Celebrate small wins like finishing a task or sticking to a new habit for a week. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Friends who cheer your efforts, mentors who share wisdom, or even online communities that inspire you. Their positivity fuels your momentum, making it easier to keep going. Don't let perfectionism derail you. Momentum isn't about flawless execution, it's about progress. If you miss a day or make a mistake, don't throw in the towel. Just pick up where you left off. Think of it like riding a bike. If you wobble, you don't quit. You steady yourself and keep pedaling. Every step forward, no matter how small, adds to your momentum. To build momentum, break your goals into bite-sized pieces. Instead of focusing on, I need to lose 20 kilos, aim for, I'll walk 10 minutes today. Instead of, I have to write a book, start with, I'll write 1 paragraph this evening. These micro goals feel achievable, keeping you motivated to take the next step. Over time, those steps compound, and you'll look back and realize you've climbed a mountain. Momentum is contagious. Once you start moving, you'll feel more energized, more driven, more hopeful. New opportunities will appear. Maybe a job offer, a new friendship, or a sudden burst of creativity. That's the magic of momentum. It opens doors you didn't even know existed. So, start today. Take one small action. Write a to-do list. Drink a glass of water. Learn one new word. Keep showing up. Keep pushing. And watch how that momentum transforms your life. You're not just building progress. You're building a future where nothing can stop you. Chapter 13. How to overcome laziness and take action. Success isn't a random stroke of luck or a gift handed to a lucky few. It's a deliberate creation, built through the choices you make every single day. Those choices don't have to be huge. Grand gestures or life-altering decisions aren't what make the difference. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions, like reading a page of a book, saving a few dollars, or practicing a skill for 10 minutes, that compound over time into something extraordinary. But there's one major roadblock that stops most people from even starting. Laziness. Let's call it what it is. Laziness isn't just not feeling like it. It's the habit of choosing comfort over growth, of letting distractions win, of telling yourself later until later never comes. We've all been there, planning to study but ending up on YouTube, promising to hit the gym but staying on the couch, or dreaming of a side hustle but never taking the first step. Laziness feels good in the moment, but it's a thief, stealing your time, your potential, and your dreams. The good news: you can overcome laziness, and it doesn't require superhuman willpower. It starts with understanding why you're procrastinating. Sometimes it's fear of failing, looking silly, or not being good enough. Other times it's overwhelm. Your goal feels so big that you don't know where to start. Or maybe it's just habit. Your brain is wired to seek instant gratification, like scrolling social media instead of doing the hard stuff. Whatever the reason, the antidote is action. Not big, scary action, just small, doable steps that get you moving. Here's how to beat laziness and start taking action. Start ridiculously small. Make the first step so easy it's laughable. Want to exercise? Do one push-up. Want to save money? Put 10,000 VND in a jar. Want to learn coding? Watch a 2-minute tutorial. These tiny actions bypass your brain's resistance, tricking it into starting. Once you begin, you're more likely to keep going. Use the 2-minute rule. Commit to doing something for just 2 minutes. Tell yourself, I'll write for 2 minutes, or I'll study for 2 minutes. Most of the time, you'll end up doing more because starting is the hardest part. It's like dipping your toe in the water. Once you're in, you might as well swim. Pair action with something you love. Make the task fun by combining it with a reward. Listen to your favorite music while cleaning your room, sip a delicious iced coffee while working on your budget, or watch a show in English to practice listening skills. This tricks your brain into associating the task with pleasure, not pain. Create a no excuses environment. Set yourself up for success by removing temptations. Put your phone in another room while working. Keep healthy snacks in the fridge instead of chips, or block social media during study hours. Make it harder to be lazy and easier to take action. Focus on your why. Remind yourself why this matters. If you're studying, picture the job you'll land or the pride on your parents' faces. If you're saving, imagine the freedom of financial security or that dream trip to Bali. Your why is the fuel that keeps you going when laziness creeps in. Laziness thrives on self-doubt, and self-doubt is a dream killer. That voice saying, "You're not good enough," or "Why bother," is just fear in disguise. The way to silence it? Take action, even when you're scared. Every step you take proves that voice wrong. Did you write one sentence today? You're a writer. Did you walk for 5 minutes? You're active. Each action builds confidence, chipping away at doubt until it loses its power. Don't wait to feel ready. Readiness is a myth. The most successful people didn't wait for perfect confidence. They acted, learned, and grew along the way. Think of it like cooking your first bowl of pho. It might not be perfect, but you'll never learn if you don't start. Embrace the mess, the mistakes, the learning curve. That's where growth happens. Success is built on momentum, and momentum comes from consistent action. Every time you choose to act instead of procrastinate, you're laying a brick in the foundation of your future. It doesn't matter how small the action is, it counts. So today, pick one thing you've been putting off. Do it for 2 minutes. Celebrate the win. Then do it again tomorrow. Before you know it, laziness will be a distant memory, and you'll be charging toward the life you want. One unstoppable step at a time. Chapter 14. The 1% Rule to Skyrocket. Your confidence chasing your dreams is like opening a door to a whole new world, full of possibilities, challenges, and growth. But let's be honest, that world can feel terrifying. The road ahead is rarely smooth, and the bumps, self-doubt, setbacks, criticism can make you question if you're cut out for it. Here's the secret most people miss. Those bumps aren't roadblocks. They're the very things that shape you into the person you're meant to be. Every challenge, every stumble, every moment of discomfort is proof you're moving, growing, and becoming stronger. And the key to navigating it all? The 1% rule. Small daily improvements that build unshakable confidence. Confidence isn't something you're born with, and it's not a gift that magically appears when you need it. It's a muscle you build through action. The 1% rule is perfect for this because it makes growth feel achievable, not overwhelming. Want to feel more confident speaking in public? Don't start with a keynote speech. Practice introducing yourself in the mirror for 1 minute today. Want to feel in control of your finances? Track one day's expenses or save 5,000 VND. Each tiny win proves to yourself that you can do it, stacking up evidence that you're capable, competent, and ready for more. Here's how the 1% rule supercharges your confidence. Start with micro wins. Small actions create big belief. If you're nervous about networking, send one friendly message to a colleague. If you're intimidated by learning a new skill, spend 5 minutes reading about it. These wins might seem minor, but they tell your brain, I'm someone who takes action. Over time, that belief grows into rock-solid confidence. Celebrate every step. Don't wait for the big moments to pat yourself on the back. Did you stick to your study plan for a day? Awesome. Treat yourself to a favorite song or a quick walk. Did you say no to an impulse purchase? That's a victory. Savor it. Celebrating small wins rewires your brain to associate effort with joy, making you eager to keep going. Reframe challenges as growth. When you hit a setback, like bombing a presentation or missing a deadline, don't see it as failure. See it as feedback. Ask, what can I learn? Maybe you need to practice more or manage your time better. Each challenge is a chance to improve by 1%, building not just skills but the confidence to handle anything. Visualize your future self. Picture the confident version of you, the one who speaks up in meetings, runs 5K without stopping, or manages money like a pro. Every 1% improvement is a step toward that person. When you feel stuck, ask, what would my future self do? Then take that action, no matter how small. It's like leaving breadcrumbs for your future self to follow. Confidence grows in the gap between where you are and where you want to be. The 1% rule bridges that gap, making the journey feel less daunting. Let's say you're shy and want to be more outgoing. Instead of forcing yourself to be the life of the party, try smiling at one stranger today. Tomorrow, strike up a one-sentence chat with a cashier. Next week, join a group activity. Each step pushes your comfort zone just a little, building confidence without overwhelming you. The beauty of this approach is that it's sustainable. You're not trying to become a new person overnight. You're becoming a slightly better version of yourself every day. And as your confidence grows, so does your ability to tackle bigger challenges. That nervous feeling before a job interview? It'll shrink as you practice answering questions. That fear of starting a business? It'll fade as you take small steps, like researching your market or saving for startup costs. Don't let self-doubt stop you. It's normal to feel unsure, especially when you're stepping into new territory. But doubt only wins if you let it keep you from acting. The 1% rule disarms doubt by making action feel manageable. Every step you take, every 1% improvement, is a vote for your potential, a declaration that you're capable of more. Keep voting, keep moving, and watch your confidence soar. You're not just building skills, you're building a belief in yourself that no one can take away. Chapter 15. The psychological hack to stay motivated forever. Success doesn't fall from the sky, and it's not reserved for the lucky ones. It's something you create, brick by brick, through the choices you make every day. But let's face it, staying motivated to keep making those choices can feel like climbing a mountain in flip-flops. Motivation is slippery. It's there one day, gone the next. The good news? You don't need to rely on motivation to succeed. There's a psychological hack that keeps you going, even when the spark fades, building a system of habits and mindsets that make progress automatic. The problem with motivation is that it's emotional, not reliable. It's like waiting for a sunny day to go for a run. If you only act when the weather's perfect, you'll rarely move. The hack is to shift from chasing motivation to building discipline and a growth-oriented mindset. Here's how to make it work. Anchor habits to your identity. Instead of saying, "I want to exercise," say, "I'm someone who takes care of my body." Instead of "I need to study," say, "I'm a lifelong learner." When your actions are tied to who you are, they feel less like chores and more like expressions of your values. Start small, do one push-up or learn one new word, and let those actions reinforce your identity as someone who grows every day. Here, use the power of streaks. Humans love patterns, and keeping a streak feels rewarding. Track your 1% improvements, like marking a calendar for every day you meditate, save money, or practice a skill. The longer the streak, the less you'll want to break it. Apps like Habitica or a simple notebook can make this fun, turning progress into a game. Reframe effort as progress. When you're slogging through a tough task, it's easy to think, "This is hard, I'm failing." Flip the script. "This is hard, which means I'm growing." Every effort, even if it feels small, is a step toward your goal. Studying for 10 minutes might not make you fluent, but it's 10 minutes closer to mastery. Reframing effort as progress keeps you focused on the journey, not just the destination. Surround yourself with inspiration. Your environment shapes your mindset. Follow people on social media who share your goals. Fitness buffs, entrepreneurs, language learners. Join a study group, a savings club, or a local running team. Their energy will rub off, reminding you what's possible. Even small changes like listening to motivational podcasts while cooking or keeping a vision board can keep your fire burning. Reward the process, not just the outcome. Waiting for the big win, like a promotion or a perfect body, can sap your drive. Instead, reward the daily grind. Finish a study session, treat yourself to a favorite song, stick to your budget for a week, watch an episode of your favorite show. These mini rewards make the process enjoyable, keeping you hooked on progress. Let's say you want to get better at cooking. Motivation might push you to try a new recipe one weekend. But what happens when you're tired after work? Build a system. Commit to cooking one simple dish like stir-fried veggies twice a week. Watch a quick cooking video daily, and keep easy ingredients on hand. Tie it to your identity. "I'm someone who enjoys healthy meals." And reward yourself with a nice tea after each dish. Over time, cooking becomes a habit, not a mood-dependent chore. This hack works because it bypasses the need for constant motivation. You're not waiting to feel like it. You're building a life where taking action is just what you do. And as you stack those 1% improvements, you'll notice something magical. Motivation starts to follow action. The more you do, the more you want to do. It's like starting a campfire. Once the spark catches, the flames grow on their own. Don't let the ups and downs of motivation hold you back. Build a system of habits, mindsets, and rewards that make progress feel natural. Start today. Pick one small action, tie it to your identity, and track your streak. Every step you take is proof that you're creating the life you want, one unstoppable day at a time. Chapter 16. The hidden truth about overnight success. We've all heard stories of overnight success. The startup that went viral, the singer discovered on YouTube, the influencer who blew up out of nowhere. It's tempting to think these people got lucky, that success just fell into their laps. But here's the hidden truth. There's no such thing as overnight success. What looks like a sudden breakthrough is almost always the result of years of quiet, consistent work, thousands of small 1% improvements that nobody saw. Take any overnight star and you'll find a backstory of grind. That viral YouTuber? They probably spent years posting videos to a tiny audience, tweaking their content, and learning to edit. That billionaire entrepreneur? They likely failed at multiple businesses, worked late nights, and kept refining their ideas. Even local heroes like the banzeo vendor whose stall now draws crowds started with one pan, one recipe, and countless early mornings perfecting their craft. Success isn't a lightning bolt, it's a slow burn. The danger of believing in overnight success is that it makes you impatient. You start thinking, I should be there already, or why isn't this happening faster? When results don't come quickly, you're tempted to quit. But real success is built on persistence, not speed. The 1% rule is your antidote to this myth. It reminds you that progress is about small daily actions, not instant wins. Every step forward counts, even if it feels invisible in the moment. So how do you stay committed when success feels far away? Start by redefining what success means. Instead of focusing on the end goal, like fame, wealth, or a perfect body, focus on the process. Success is showing up today, doing one thing better than yesterday. It's learning a new phrase, saving a small amount, or practicing a skill for 10 minutes. These actions might not make headlines, but they're the building blocks of your future breakthrough. Another key is to embrace the lag. There's often a gap between your effort and the results, a period where it feels like nothing's happening. This is normal. Think of it like planting bamboo. You water it for years with no visible growth, but underground, roots are spreading. Then, suddenly, it shoots up. Your 1% improvements are like those roots, building a foundation for explosive growth. Trust the process, even when you can't see the payoff yet. Don't compare your behind-the-scenes grind to someone else's highlight reel. Social media makes it easy to think everyone's succeeding faster than you, but you're only seeing their wins, not their struggles. Focus on your own journey. If you're improving by 1% every day, whether it's studying, exercising, or saving, you're already ahead of most people who give up when things get tough. The truth about success is that it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's about showing up day after day and trusting that your small efforts will compound. So let go of the overnight fantasy. Start where you are, take one small step, and keep going. The world might not notice your progress today, but one day they'll call you an overnight success, and you'll know the real story. Every 1% improvement is a step toward that moment. Keep building, keep growing, and don't stop. Chapter 17. How to make improvement a daily habit. Without thinking about it, the path to greatness isn't a straight line. It's a winding road full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. It's not supposed to be easy, and that's the point. The challenges, the setbacks, the moments when you feel like giving up, they're not obstacles, they're opportunities to grow. Every time you push through a tough moment, you're not just getting closer to your goal, you're becoming a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. The key to making this growth sustainable, turning improvement into a daily habit so Effortless, it becomes part of who you are. The 1% rule is perfect for this because it's all about small, manageable changes. But how do you make those changes stick without constantly battling yourself? The secret is to build habits that run on autopilot, actions so ingrained you don't need to think about them, like brushing your teeth or checking your phone. Here's how to make improvement a seamless part of your day. Stack habits onto existing routines. Link your new habit to something you already do. Want to read more? Keep a book by your bed and read one page after brushing your teeth at night. Want to exercise? Do a quick stretch while your morning coffee brews. This habit stacking makes improvement feel like a natural extension of your day, not an extra task. Design your environment for success. Make it easy to do the right thing. Want to eat healthier? Keep fruit on the counter and hide the snacks. Want to study? Set up a distraction-free desk with your books open. Want to save money? Automate a small transfer to a savings account every payday. Your environment shapes your behavior. Make it work for you, not against you. Start with minimum viable effort. On busy or low-energy days, commit to the tiniest version of your habit. Too tired to work out? Do one squat. No time to study? Review one flashcard. These micro actions keep your habit alive, even when life gets hectic. Over time, they add up, and you'll often do more than the minimum once you start. Track and reflect. Use a journal, app, or calendar to mark your daily 1% wins. Seeing your progress, whether it's days you meditated, money saved, or skills practiced, creates a sense of accomplishment that fuels more action. Reflect weekly. What worked? What didn't? Adjust as needed to keep your habits sustainable. Make it fun. Turn improvement into a game. Challenge yourself to learn one new word daily and use it in a sentence. Create a savings jar and decorate it with stickers for every 50,000 VND you add. Join a friend for a study date at a cozy cafe. When habits feel playful, they're easier to stick with. Let's say you want to get better at time management. Instead of overhauling your schedule, start by spending 2 minutes each evening writing tomorrow's top 3 priorities. Stack it onto an existing habit, like doing it while sipping your nightly tea. Keep a notepad by your bedside to make it easy. Track your progress in a planner and reward yourself with a small treat like a favorite playlist after a week of sticking to it. Soon, planning your day will feel as natural as checking your messages. The goal is to make improvement so automatic you barely notice it. When habits become part of your identity, I'm someone who plans my day, or I'm someone who learns daily. You don't need to rely on willpower. You just do it because it's who you are. And as these habits compound, they create a ripple effect, improving other areas of your life. Better time management might lead to less stress, more exercise, or extra savings, all from one small habit. Don't aim for perfection. Some days you'll miss the mark, and that's okay. The key is to keep showing up. Every 1% improvement, no matter how small, is a step toward the life you want. Build habits that fit your life, make them easy and fun, and watch how they transform you. You're not just improving, you're becoming someone who grows effortlessly every single day. Chapter 18. The brutal cost of staying the same. Every moment, every decision, every action you take shapes who you become. Life doesn't stand still, and neither should you. The choices you make today, whether to act or to stall, to grow or to coast, determine the future you'll live in. The 1% rule is all about embracing this truth. Small, consistent steps lead to massive change. But there's a flip side, a brutal reality most people ignore. Staying the same comes with a cost, and it's steeper than you think. When you choose to stay in your comfort zone, you're not just pausing progress, you're losing ground. The world keeps moving, and if you're not growing, you're falling behind. That dream job you want, someone else is studying for it while you scroll. Instagram, that financial freedom you crave, it's slipping further away every time you spend impulsively. That healthy, energetic body? It's harder to achieve the longer you put off exercise. Staying the same feels safe, but it's a slow, silent drain on your potential. Think about where you were a year ago. Are you proud of the progress you've made, or do you wish you'd started sooner? Now imagine a year from now. If you keep doing what you're doing, same habits, same excuses, same "I'll start tomorrow" mindset, where will you be? Probably in the same spot or worse, regretting the time you wasted. That's the cost of staying the same. Missed opportunities, unfulfilled dreams, and the sinking feeling that you could have done more. The good news? You can change the trajectory of your life, starting today. The 1% rule makes it possible by focusing on small, doable actions that add up. Want to learn a new skill? Spend 10 minutes daily on a free online course. Want to save money? Skip one coffee a week and put that 30,000 VND in a jar. Want to connect with family? Call your parents for 5 minutes each Sunday. These steps are so small they feel insignificant, but they're the antidote to stagnation. The key is to recognize the urgency of now. Time doesn't wait, and every day you delay is a day you can't get back. Don't let fear of failure, of looking silly, of not being ready, keep you stuck. Fear is normal, but letting it win is a choice. The 1% rule disarms fear by making action feel manageable. You don't need to leap, you just need to step. Staying the same also costs you confidence. Every time you procrastinate or give in to laziness, you reinforce the belief that you're not capable. But every time you take action, even a tiny one, you build evidence that you are capable. That evidence compounds, creating a cycle of growth and belief that propels you forward. Imagine looking back a year from now, proud of the habits you've built, the skills you've gained, the life you're creating. That's the reward of choosing growth over comfort. Don't let the comfort of someday rob you of your potential. The cost of staying the same is too high. Missed dreams, lost time, and a version of you that never gets to shine. Start today with one small 1% improvement. Do it again tomorrow. Keep going, and you'll realize that the life you want isn't out of reach, it's just a series of small, brave choices away. You're not just avoiding a cost, you're building a future worth celebrating. Chapter 19. Why you must compete with yourself, not others. Success isn't about outrunning everyone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Yet it's so easy to get caught up comparing your life to others. You see a friend's shiny new car on Instagram, a colleague's promotion, or a neighbor's perfect family vacation, and suddenly your own progress feels like it's not enough. Comparison is a trap, stealing your focus and dimming your drive. The 1% rule offers a better way. Compete with yourself, not others, and watch how it transforms your journey. When you compare yourself to others, you're judging your behind-the-scenes struggles against their highlight reels. You don't see their late-night worries, their failures, or the years of work that got them there. You're also measuring yourself against someone else's path, which is irrelevant to your own. Your goals, values, and starting point are unique. Why let someone else's story define your success? Competing with yourself shifts the focus to what you can control, your effort, your growth, your daily 1% improvements. It's about asking, am I better today than I was yesterday? Instead of, am I better than them? This mindset is liberating because it frees you from external validation. You're not chasing likes, applause, or status. You're chasing your own potential. Here's how to make self-competition your superpower. Set personal benchmarks. Track your own progress, not someone else's. If you're learning to cook, measure how many recipes you've mastered, not how your dishes stack up against a chef's. If you're saving money, focus on your growing savings jar, not your friend's fancy gadgets. Your only rival is the you of yesterday. Celebrate your growth. Every 1% improvement is a win. Did you study for 10 minutes longer than last week? Amazing. Did you resist an impulse buy? That's a victory. Keep a journal of these wins to remind yourself how far you've come, especially on days when comparison creeps in. Focus on your why. Your goals are personal. Maybe you want to learn English to travel, get fit to feel confident, or save for your family's future. When you're clear on your purpose, other people's paths fade into the background. Your why keeps you anchored to your own journey. Learn from others. Don't envy them. Instead of resenting someone's success, study it. How did they get there? What habits can you borrow? Use their achievements as inspiration, not a yardstick. For example, if a coworker excels at presentations, ask for tips or watch their techniques, then apply them to your own growth. Competing with yourself builds confidence because every step forward is proof of your progress. Let's say you're trying to get healthier. Instead of comparing your body to a fitness influencer's, track your own wins. Last month, I could barely walk 10 minutes. Now I'm jogging for 20. That's real growth, and it's yours. Over time, these personal victories create a sense of pride that no external comparison can touch. Comparison also wastes energy you could spend improving. Imagine you're studying for an exam but keep checking how many hours your friend is logging. That's time and focus lost. Instead, aim to beat your own study record. Maybe add 5 extra minutes or master one new concept. Those small wins compound, pushing you closer to your goal while others are distracted by comparison. The world will always have people who seem ahead, but their journey isn't your story. You're writing your own, 1% improvement at a time. Compete with the person in the mirror. Challenge them to show up, to grow, to be better than yesterday. That's the race that matters. Keep running it, and you'll build a life that's not just successful, but deeply fulfilling. Chapter 20. Your future self is watching. The hardest part of success isn't the grind, the setbacks, or the long hours. It's the beginning, the moment you decide to commit, to go all in, even when the path ahead is foggy and the rewards feel far away. That moment is where real change starts, where you say, I'm doing this no matter what. But starting is only half the battle. The true challenge is staying committed, showing up day after day, especially when progress feels slow or life throws curveballs. That's where the 1% rule shines, and it's all about keeping your future self in mind. Your future self, the person you want to become, is watching every move you make. They're cheering for you, hoping you'll make the choices today that set them up for success. Want to be financially free? Your future self is begging you to save that 50,000 VND instead of spending it on another coffee. Want to be confident and skilled? Your future self is urging you to practice that presentation or learn that new software, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Every small action you take now is a gift to the person you'll become. This mindset is powerful because it shifts your focus from instant gratification to long-term impact. It's easy to think, skipping one workout won't matter, or I'll study tomorrow. But those choices add up, shaping the life your future self will live. Imagine looking back 5 years from now, wishing you'd started today. Now flip it. Imagine your future self thanking you for the habits you built, the skills you learned, the courage you showed. That's the power of the 1% rule. Every small step is a vote for the future you want. Here's how to live for your future self. Visualize who you're becoming. Take a moment to picture your future self. Where are they? What are they doing? Maybe they're running a business, traveling the world, or simply living with less stress and more joy. Let that image guide your daily choices. When you're tempted to procrastinate, ask, what would my future self do? Make decisions with the long game in mind. Before acting, think, will this help or hurt my future self? Choosing to scroll social media for an hour might feel good now, but it's stealing time from your goals. Choosing to read, exercise, or save even for a few minutes builds a foundation for your future. Stack small wins. The 1% rule is all about compounding. Every tiny improvement, writing one sentence, walking one block, saving one coin, is a deposit in your future self's bank account. These deposits grow over time, creating a life of abundance and opportunity. Forgive and recommit. You'll stumble. Everyone does. Maybe you overspend or skip a study session. Don't dwell on it. Apologize to your future self, learn from the mistake, and get back on track. Consistency, not perfection, is what matters. Surround yourself with reminders. Keep your goals visible. A savings jar on your desk, a motivational quote on your phone, or a photo of your dream destination. These cues remind you that every action counts, keeping your future self front and center. Think of your life like a book you're writing. Each day is a page, and your future self is the hero at the end. What story are you crafting for them? One of regret, filled with, "I wish I had," or one of triumph built on, "I'm glad I did"? The 1% rule gives you the pen. Use it to write a story your future self will be proud of. The road won't always be easy. There'll be days when doubt, fatigue, or distractions tempt you to quit. But your future self is counting on you to keep going. They're watching, hoping you'll choose growth over comfort, action over excuses, progress over perfection. Start today with one small 1% improvement. Do it for the person you're becoming. Keep stacking those wins, and one day, you'll look back and realize every step was worth it. Your future self is waiting. Make them proud. Conclusion. Plant the seeds of your future. As we reach the final page of this journey, picture yourself standing in a quiet garden, holding a handful of seeds. Each seed represents a small action, a 1% improvement, a moment where you choose to grow, to act, to move closer to the life you envision. These seeds may seem tiny, insignificant against the vastness of your dreams, but here's the secret. Every great forest begins with a single seed planted with care. Your life is that forest, and today is the day to start planting. The 1% rule has shown you that success isn't about grand gestures or sudden transformations. It's about the small daily choices, like studying one new phrase, saving a few jong, or taking a moment to breathe deeply during a hectic day. These choices are your seeds, and with every one you plant, you're nurturing the roots of your future. Maybe you dream of opening a small cafe, its tables filled with laughter over bowls of pho. Or perhaps you see yourself speaking confidently at a conference, your words inspiring others. Whatever your dream, it grows from the actions you take. Now, one step at a time. Life will test your resolve. There'll be days when the soil feels too hard, when work piles up, family needs pull you in every direction, or self-doubt creeps in like a shadow. But those are the moments that define you. Planting a seed on a tough day, whether it's a quick workout, a kind word to a friend, or a note in your savings jar, proves you're stronger than the struggle. It's not about speed or perfection. It's about showing up, trusting that every seed you plant will bloom in time. You're not alone in this garden. The stories we've shared, of students like Lon pushing through exams, parents like Mai balancing dreams with duty, or entrepreneurs like Nam building from scratch, remind you that growth is universal. Your journey is unique, but the courage to keep planting is what connects us all. So start today. Pick one small action, a 1% step, and plant it with intention. Water it tomorrow with another. Over time, you'll look back and see a forest of progress, resilience, and dreams come to life. This is your moment, your garden, your future. Don't wait for the perfect season or the ideal tools. Plant your seeds now and let them grow. Good. Audiobook is honored to walk this path with you, offering stories and wisdom to light your way. Keep this audiobook close. Share it with someone who needs a spark, and never stop planting. Your forest is waiting, and it's going to be breathtaking. Good. Audiobook stories that grow with you.